Some people get rich by investing in stocks. Others build businesses. But some, they get rich by doing the weirdest, quirkiest little habits you'd never expect. Want to know what they are? Let's just say it's not what your finance teacher told you. Hey, I'm Liam, your sarcastic tour guide through the world of money quirks, and today we're breaking down 8 bizarre habits that might make you roll your eyes but could secretly be the reason someone else is stacking wealth while you're broke with Amazon boxes. Let's start weird. Segment 1, measuring purchases in hours. Picture this. You're about to drop $1,200 on the newest iPhone. Shiny, sleek, advertised like it was handcrafted by angels. But instead of swiping your card, your brain goes, wait, how many hours of my life am I trading for this? At $20 an hour after taxes, that's 60 hours. 60 hours of answering dumb emails, nodding through pointless meetings, and pretending you enjoy Karen from accounting stories. Also, you can post selfies that look maybe 3% sharper to exactly 3 people who don't care. Suddenly, that must-have gadget feels more like a hostage situation. Wealthy people do this constantly. They don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, how much of my life am I sacrificing for it? That little mental flip makes overspending a lot harder. A $7 bottled water doesn't cost $7. It costs 20 minutes of your life. And no water tastes that good. The average person sees prices as abstract numbers. People who get rich see them as slices of time. And when you treat time as money's true currency, you start spending way smarter. So yes, it's a little weird. But this habit builds a natural resistance to dumb purchases because every dollar is suddenly applying for a job in your budget. And most of them, they don't get hired. Segment 2, obsessive receipt hoarding. Now, here's a habit that makes rich people look like they belong on a reality show about hoarding, keeping every single receipt. Sounds ridiculous, right? Who actually cares what you spent on a sandwich 6 months ago? Rich people, apparently. But there's a method to the madness. By obsessively tracking every cent, they force themselves to confront where their money actually goes. Because here's the truth. Most of us have no clue. We think we just spend a little on food delivery. But in reality, we're funding the CEO of Uber Eats vacation home. Wealthy people hate financial leaks, and keeping receipts or tracking every expense with apps is their way of plugging the holes. Meanwhile, you're looking at your bank app like it's a murder mystery. Where did my paycheck go? Who stole it? Spoiler, you did. On lattes and impulse Target runs. So, yeah, it looks weird, it feels obsessive, but this quirky little habit means they always know exactly where their money's flowing, so they can redirect it toward investments, not junk. Segment 3, returning almost everything. Here's one that'll shock you. Rich people return stuff a lot. That fancy sweater that looked amazing online but arrived looking like it was made from dryer lint, returned. That gadget they thought they needed but realized they didn't, returned. Even expensive purchases, they'll send them back without blinking. Most people don't. They buy something, regret it, and then let it sit in a corner collecting dust because they're too lazy or embarrassed to take it back. That's how garages fill with treadmills that double as coat racks. But wealthy folks treat money like a soldier. Every dollar has to work. If a purchase doesn't serve them, back it goes. Imagine having the confidence to return a $300 impulse buy. Meanwhile, you're still holding on to that subscription you forgot about 3 years ago because, hey, maybe you'll use it one day. This weird habit saves them thousands. Not because they never buy, but because they're ruthless about keeping only what truly matters. Segment 4, delayed gratification games. This next habit is deceptively simple but incredibly powerful, the waiting game. Wealthy people don't buy immediately. They deliberately wait 24, 48, sometimes even 72 hours before making a purchase. It's a weird ritual. They'll add stuff to their cart, close the tab, and then walk away. Why? Because they know impulse is the enemy of wealth. The average person, see it, want it, buy it. That's how you end up with 7 pairs of sneakers you never wear. Rich people hack their own brain. If after a couple days they still want the thing, they'll get it. But 90% of the time, they realize they didn't actually need it. It's like playing psychological chess against yourself and winning. It's the adult version of putting cookies on the top shelf. You can still get them, but you've got to really, really want them. Otherwise, congrats, you just saved $200 on something stupid. This habit isn't glamorous, it's boring, but it's weirdly effective because every unnecessary purchase avoided equals more cash that stays in their pocket and compounds into wealth. Segment 5, sitting on cash, literally. Now this one sounds crazy. Some wealthy people just keep cash, not investing it, not hiding it in crypto, not stuffing it into a gold-plated mattress, just boring, old-fashioned cash. Why? Because life is unpredictable. Cars explode, pipes burst, jobs vanish, and suddenly your emergency fund is the only thing between you and begging your aunt for rent money. Most people laugh at the idea of sitting on cash. They say, but inflation, cash loses value. True, but try explaining inflation to your landlord when you can't make rent. Cash buys time, and time buys options. Wealthy people know that keeping a fat emergency stash isn't sexy, but it's powerful. Because when you're not panicking over bills, you can make smarter decisions. But sure, go ahead and tie up all your money in Funko Pop collectibles. I'm sure that'll cover your medical bill when life sucker punches you. Segment 6, reading weird stuff. Here's a money habit that looks downright boring. Rich people read a lot, and not just personal finance bestsellers. They dive into weird stuff like tax codes, niche newsletters, and obscure industry reports. Why? Because money hides in the boring details. While most people are scrolling memes, wealthy folks are discovering strategies, loopholes, or market shifts months, sometimes years before everyone else. That boring tax blog you'd never click on, it might save them more than your entire annual salary. Meanwhile, you're proud of finishing 3 seasons of a Netflix show in one weekend. They're proud of finishing a 200-page IRS document that just saved them 6 figures. Who's really winning? So yeah, it looks nerdy, it looks weird, but knowledge is leverage, and rich people weaponize boring knowledge like ninjas. Segment 7, saying no a lot. Another weird money habit, saying no constantly. Rich people say no to almost everything. New gadgets, random investments, trendy businesses, even great opportunities that don't align with their bigger vision. Meanwhile, the average person says yes to everything. Yes, I'll buy this. Yes, I'll join that scheme. Yes, I'll go out and blow $200 tonight because FOMO. But the wealthy understand that money grows not from saying yes, but from selective no's. Every no protects their time, energy, and money for the right yes. They're out here rejecting opportunities like it's their side hustle. You're out here saying yes to $15 avocado toast and wondering why your savings account looks like a crime scene. Wealth is less about adding more and more about ruthlessly filtering out the junk. Segment 8, the weirdest wealth ritual. And here's the grand finale, the weirdest money habit of all. Many wealthy people literally schedule weekly money meetings with themselves. Yes, like a calendar appointment. They sit down, sometimes alone, sometimes with their partner, and review everything, spending, saving, goals, investments. It's awkward, it's boring, it's weird, but it works. Because let's be real, most people treat money like Voldemort, he who must not be named. They don't want to talk about it, think about it, or even look at it. Then they're shocked when it disappears. Rich people, they face it head on. They talk about money. They plan. They adjust. That weekly meeting compounds into smarter decisions, fewer mistakes, and yes, more wealth. Imagine actually sitting down to discuss money instead of avoiding your bank app like it's a horror movie. Weird, right? And yet, that's how fortunes are built. So there you have it, 8 weird, awkward, sometimes downright cringy money habits that actually make people richer. If this video made you laugh, cringe, or feel personally attacked, hit that like button, subscribe for more sarcastic truth bombs about money and success. And remember, the weirder the habit, the fatter the wallet.